Do you know what's truly brutal? It's not failure. It's not loss. It's watching your life slip away, one day at a time, and doing absolutely nothing to stop it. You say you want success, but each morning you hit snooze and stay curled up in bed, delaying your own destiny. You complain about missed chances, yet you hesitate to take even the first step. You wait for the stars to align, for the perfect moment, a sign, a savior, but no one is coming. No one. Stoicism isn't soft. It doesn't soothe you. It doesn't offer comfort. It gives you one harsh truth. You are both the obstacle and the way forward. Either you take charge of your mind or your circumstances will rule you. In this video, I'm going to share 10 hard truths every real Stoic understands about excuses. If you're tired of your own voice, tired of the same old stories, then this, right now, is your moment to change. Not tomorrow, not someday. Now. Number 1. Your only true enemy is yourself. No one else. Not your background, not the system, not your parents. You are the one building the mental prisons, then screaming that life isn't fair. That sting you feel? That's truth. If it hurts, it's probably because you've been lying to yourself. Look around. How many people do you see who say they've tried but failed? They blame timing, luck, other people. They want a better life but won't make a move. They want to be fit but won't break a sweat. They want success, yet burn hours scrolling through endless noise, numbing themselves with distraction. And then come the excuses, dressed in clever disguises. I don't have time, I don't have the tools, I'm not ready. But at the core of all these excuses is just fear. Fear of discomfort, fear of not measuring up, fear of being seen trying and falling short. So what is reality? Reality is this. There are people who started with far less than you. No money, no formal education, no family support, yet they made it. Not because life handed them a miracle, but because they refused to let their circumstances write their story. They didn't get lucky. They got relentless. They decided that excuses weren't welcome in their lives. And here's a truth that never changes. No one cares about your reasons. You either get it done or you don't. That's it. Humans are incredibly skilled at lying to themselves. It's called cognitive dissonance. When your actions don't match your words, you feel tension. But instead of changing the actions, most people just upgrade their excuses. I haven't started because the timing's off. I would do it, but I don't have what others do. Excuses pile up and results fade away. You know what's really strange? The people who actually achieve something, they rarely complain. They don't talk. They move. A world-class athlete doesn't moan about soreness. They train anyway. A thriving entrepreneur doesn't dwell on a downturn. They pivot. And someone who's truly committed to growth doesn't wait until life is perfect. They act. They do something before they even think to complain. Seneca once said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." That fear in your chest, it's not about real failure. It's the monster you built in your mind. You've imagined everything crashing, everyone laughing, your world falling apart, and it's frozen you. But pause. Let's say the worst happens. You fail. People talk. Plans break. So what? You're still breathing. You can still stand up and try again. But if you never start, if you keep hiding behind excuses, then the failure has already happened, without a single move made. So ask yourself honestly, what's really stopping you? The world outside or the excuses inside? Number 2, the universe gives nothing without your effort. The world doesn't owe you anything. Not your family, not your friends, not your employer, not your partner, and certainly not life. But most people walk around acting like there's some unwritten deal between them and the universe. I work hard, so I should be rewarded. I treat others kindly, so they should return the favor. I love deeply, so I should be loved in return. But guess what? The universe never agreed to that. You can pour your heart out, give your best, and still come up empty-handed. That's not betrayal. That's reality. The mistake isn't in your effort, it's in your assumption that life follows your logic. Last year, a man told me, "I've worked 12-hour days for 5 straight years, and my boss promoted someone who's only been here 2. He was livid. "That's not fair," I asked. "Did you ever tell your boss you wanted that promotion?" He paused. "No, but they should have seen my effort." And there it is, the trap. We live thinking that people are watching, understanding, and keeping score of our struggles. But the truth is they're not. People are busy with their own lives. If you don't speak up, take initiative, or ask for what you want, you'll get passed over. And this isn't just about work. A man falls in love with a woman. He's always there for her, always supportive, always waiting. He believes one day she'll finally notice. But she falls for someone else. Now he's heartbroken. I gave her everything, why didn't she choose me? But that's exactly where it went wrong. He saw love as a transaction. Be kind enough, patient enough, giving enough, and eventually it'll be returned. But love doesn't follow that formula. No one owes you their heart simply because you were good to them. Stoicism makes it clear. Suffering isn't born from events, it's born from how we interpret them. Epictetus once said, "There is only one way to happiness, and that is to cease worrying about things which are beyond the power of our will." You don't control the fairness of life, but you do control how you face it. Look at the Bible. The world and its desires pass away, but whoever does the will of God lives forever. Everything fades, your expectations, your need for fairness. But what endures is your action, your integrity, your response. So ask yourself honestly, is your anger coming from life's injustice or from your refusal to accept that life was never meant to be fair? Are you stuck blaming everything around you while others take responsibility and push forward? Are you waiting for validation, for a reward, for someone to finally recognize your worth, when you could be building something of your own? If you still think life owes you anything, hear this. No one is coming to rescue you. You can wait an entire lifetime and receive nothing. Or you can rise, let go of the pity, drop the excuses, and take charge of your own path. The decision is in your hands. If this stirred something in you, I want to hear your thoughts. Let's connect. And if you're serious about growing stronger, with zero illusions and zero sugarcoating, hit that subscribe button. Not because I said so, but because you know deep down it's time. Number 3, there is never a flawless starting moment. Ever told yourself, I'll begin when I'm ready? It feels like a smart move, but in truth, it's the biggest lie we tell ourselves. You will never feel completely prepared. There will always be a reason to delay. Not enough knowledge, not enough experience, not enough time, not enough resources. So you wait. But ask yourself this, does the world pause for your readiness? Imagine standing at the edge of a swimming pool, staring at the water. It looks cold, so you hesitate. You dip a toe in, then pull it back. I'll wait until it feels warmer, you think. But the water won't change. While you're stuck deciding, others are diving in, swimming, laughing, moving forward. And you're still on the edge, frozen by fear, wondering why life feels stagnant. We procrastinate to protect ourselves. No one wants to feel inadequate at the start. But if you wait for that perfect feeling, it will never come. Epictetus said, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. And that's the cost of beginning. You'll stumble, you'll fall, you'll get things wrong. But which pain hurts more, being judged for trying or regretting for never even beginning? Take Richard's story. At 25, he dreamed of running his own company, but he told himself he lacked experience. At 30, he blamed it on money. At 40, he decided it was too late. At 50, the truth hit him. He had never lacked opportunity, only courage. How many times have you done the same? Waiting to hit the gym until you feel fit enough. Waiting to learn something new until the timing is just right. Waiting to quit that draining job until it's safe. The bad news, that perfect moment you're waiting for, it doesn't exist. The good news, you don't need it. You just need to move. The Bible puts it clearly. Whoever watches the wind will not plant. Whoever looks at the clouds will not reap. If you wait for perfect conditions, you'll never move forward. So what should you do? Accept the unknown. Be okay with falling short. Be okay with people doubting you. But most importantly, be okay with simply starting. Here's a tough pill to swallow. You're not procrastinating because you're busy. You're procrastinating because you're scared. Scared of failing. Scared you're not enough. Scared of being judged. But here's the thing. Doing nothing is still a decision, and it's the worst one. Imagine this. If you don't take action today, 1 year from now you'll still be stuck in the same place. Same doubts, same excuses, same regrets. So ask yourself, what are you waiting for? How many more days will you let fear be in control? There's no perfect timing. Just two kinds of people exist. Those who make excuses and those who make moves. Which one are you? If you can see what's wrong, then face it head on. That leads us to number 4. Identify the issue and go all in. You've spotted the problem. You feel it. You hate your job, but every day you wake up, put on a fake smile, and show up like a robot. You want to be in shape, but you choose comfort. Snacks over sweat, later over now. You need to confront someone and speak the truth, but instead you bury it deep, hoping silence will fix things. But it never does. The truth? Problems don't disappear. They evolve. You don't just despise your job anymore. You start resenting yourself for putting up with it. You don't just gain weight. You lose confidence and start avoiding mirrors. You don't just dodge difficult talks. You let tension and guilt fester until it consumes you. Sound familiar? Stoicism doesn't entertain self-pity. See a problem? Act. Because the harsh truth is, no one cares about your excuses. Nobody wants to hear the drawn-out explanation of why you haven't made a move yet. You can sit and vent, or you can rise and shift your reality. Let's be clear. Inaction is still a choice, one that slowly eats away at you. Every moment you hesitate, you're reinforcing a mindset of giving up, of settling for less, of letting your life shrink while everyone else advances. People are more afraid of action than failure. Why? Because action demands accountability. Someone who fails can always say, "It wasn't my fault," or "Life is unfair." But someone who takes a real shot and still falls short, he's got nowhere to point the finger. And that's what truly scares you, the fact that this is all on you. But there's a silver lining. If the responsibility is yours, then so is the power to change. You are not helpless. You're just telling yourself that to dodge the tough path. Scripture puts it simply: faith without works is dead. Your dreams, your belief, your goals, they're all meaningless without action. You can talk about your ambitions all day, but if you're not doing the work, you're just another person with empty wishes. The world doesn't pay attention to dreamers. It rewards the doers. So ask yourself, what's truly stopping you? Is it fear, self-doubt, or just the comfort of delay? Picture this. If today was your final day, would you still be stuck in excuses? If not, then deep down, you already know the answer. And once you start, remember this: obstacles are not walls. They are signals. Success begins where difficulty lives. Number 5, success is born from overcoming challenges. There is never a valid reason to, because every victory, every breakthrough starts at the edge of struggle. Yet there's a truth that most people shy away from. We naturally avoid hardship. Our minds are built for survival, not growth, designed to dodge discomfort and cling to ease. We wish for smooth roads, fewer obstacles, and painless progress. But that wish alone weakens us. It's like an athlete lifting the lightest weights and hoping to gain strength. Growth demands resistance. Think back to a time you were truly tested. Maybe it was a difficult job assignment, a strained relationship, or a personal mountain you thought you couldn't climb. What happened when you chose to keep going? What wisdom did that experience carve into you? Real strength doesn't belong to those who dodge difficulty. It belongs to those who walk straight into it and keep walking. As Epictetus said, adversity reveals character. So when life gets tough, remind yourself that God, like a coach preparing his fighter, has sent you a worthy challenge. Psychology backs this too. When we face difficulty head-on, our brain activates systems designed to adapt and grow. Studies in neuroplasticity show that every time we rise to a challenge, our brain rewires to handle future ones even better. But when we avoid discomfort, the brain begins to see all challenges as threats. And what happens? We don't get weaker because life is too hard. We get weaker because we never trained ourselves to be strong. Let me share a short but meaningful example. A man wanted to transform his life, so he started running each morning. Day 1, just a few hundred meters in, and he was gasping for breath, legs on fire, ready to quit. Everything screamed, "I can't." And then he recalled one basic but powerful truth. He didn't have to be perfect from the beginning. He just had to keep showing up. The next day, he pushed a little farther, then a little more. And after a few months, the same man who once gasped through 500 meters was crossing the finish line of a full marathon. That transformation didn't come from comfort. It came from persistence in the face of struggle. So if hardship builds strength, why do we run from it? The answer lies in our upbringing. We've been taught to chase comfort. We've also been taught to believe that failure defines us. But that's a lie. Failure isn't the end, it's a test. As Jesus said, Because you know that the testing of your faith builds perseverance. Faith without tests cannot deepen, and success without setbacks is nothing but coincidence, hollow and temporary. Here's a hard truth that's often avoided but deeply necessary. No challenge can truly break you. The only thing that can defeat you is quitting. Like steel tempered in fire, your strength is forged through trials that once seemed insurmountable. If you've made it this far in the video, that says something about you. Not everyone has the patience or the will to absorb these truths, but you do. And that means you're already moving in the right direction. Keep at it. The next sections are where we bring all of this down to earth. Real tools, real habits, real transformation. If this message resonates with you, hang tight and hit the like button so you don't miss the next chapter. Number 6, steady discipline. Steady discipline doesn't flash like motivation, but it carries you through. Think back. How often have you sat there, scrolling, telling yourself, I'll start after this one, but then an hour goes by, 2 hours vanish, and you're still there, frozen, achieving nothing, just sinking deeper into the guilt of wasted time. What exactly are you waiting for? A burst of motivation? If that's your plan, you've been misled. Motivation is a master of deception. It tells you today's not the day, that you need one more video, one more nap, one more spark of inspiration. But think about it. Do high performers feel inspired every single day? Does a champion boxer wait to feel like training? Does a surgeon wait to be in the mood before entering the operating room? If you only act when you feel like it, your potential will rot inside you. Here's a harsh but simple way to test your discipline. Imagine someone points a gun at your head and says, "Do it now." Would you do it? If your answer is yes, then deep down, you already know it's possible. So what's stopping you? You just don't want it bad enough. Why do you need pressure, fear, or consequences to act? Because you've trained your mind to crave comfort, to delay, to push things off until later. But we both know later never arrives. Discipline isn't about feelings, it's about systems. It's brushing your teeth. You don't need to get pumped up first. You just do it, because it's what needs to be done. If you only brushed your teeth when inspired, you'd stink. Same goes for your goals. If you wait for motivation, your dreams will decay. The disciplined, they don't wait, they win. So quit pretending you don't have time. You have time for Netflix, time to scroll, time to play. You can waste hours debating nonsense on the internet, but somehow you don't have time to invest 30 minutes into learning something that could change your future. The truth is, time isn't your problem. Discipline is. You're not incapable, you're just opting for comfort. But comfort now leads to chaos later. The Bible makes it clear. The soul of the sluggard craves and gets nothing, while the soul of the diligent is richly supplied. The lazy dream big, but achieve little. The diligent, they do the work and reap the rewards. Ask yourself, has anyone ever achieved greatness without grit? Has success ever come without slogging through fatigue, boredom, and resistance? If your answer is no, then what excuse do you have left? This isn't a motivational quote, it's a wake-up call. If you don't build discipline now, you'll end up paying for it. And that cost? It's called mediocrity. It's a lifetime of unmet potential, of buried dreams under piles of excuses. The real issue isn't about whether you like discipline. It's about whether you can face the temporary pain of doing the work today or suffer the permanent pain of regret tomorrow. The decision is yours. But here's the harsh truth. You are not exempt from consequences. You will feel pain either way. So choose wisely, discipline or defeat. Being average means waking up to discomfort every single day. You are not some exception. Pain is not a punishment picked out just for you. It's simply the cost of being alive. Like the sun setting, the rain falling, or your phone battery dying when you need it most, it's part of existence. But instead of accepting this universal reality, you write a personal tragedy. Why me? As though the universe revolves around your feelings, as if you were promised a painless path. Reality check. It didn't. When someone else faces hardship, you offer kind words like stay strong. But when it's your turn to struggle, suddenly life feels unfair. The truth is, everyone suffers. So here's the real question. If you stop blaming everything around you, what excuse do you truly have left for not taking action? Will you keep whining about how life isn't fair? Or will you finally take responsibility and do what must be done? The truth is, no one cares about your excuses. No one's coming to your rescue. The only person capable of changing your life is you. If you can find the strength to silence every excuse, then stand tall and declare it. Comment "No excuses" to own your power. Number 8. Joy is crafted by your inner response. You think you'd finally be happy if traffic moved faster, if your boss was less irritating, if life played by your rules. But that's not true. Joy doesn't hide in a smooth commute or a kinder world. It's buried inside your own mind, choked by the reactions you've chosen. Picture this. You give everything to your job, show up every day, and still, out of nowhere, you're fired. Rage sets in. You feel betrayed, lost, and sink into the pit of "why me?" But time doesn't wait. Weeks go by. The world moves forward. People laugh, work, live, and you're still replaying your downfall. Now ask yourself, could there be someone out there who lost their job too, but instead of sulking, saw it as a doorway to something greater? Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." They can strip away your income, your plans, even your sense of security, but they can't touch your attitude unless you hand it over. So stop sitting in blame. Take your life back. Begin again. And rise even stronger. The truth is, it's not the situation that causes your suffering, it's how you let it dominate your thoughts. There was a man named Mark. After 10 years of marriage, his wife left him. Crushed, he fell into drinking and despair, convinced that everything was ruined. But one day, a friend asked him a powerful question. If she didn't make you happy for 10 years, why let her destroy the rest of your life? That single moment flipped a switch in Mark's mind. He realized his happiness was never hers to give or take. 1 year later, Mark wasn't the broken man anymore. He rebuilt himself, not by changing his past, but by changing his mindset. He dedicated himself to growth, dove into his purpose, and created a life of fulfillment. The world hadn't changed. Mark had. We've all had moments like Mark's: rejection, heartbreak, failure. And when they come, we have a choice. Instead of falling apart, what if we asked, "Can I see this another way?" Think of all the things you've been upset about that didn't matter a few days later. If you knew peace was the outcome, why not choose it sooner? The Bible reminds us, "In this world you will have trouble. But take heart, I have overcome the world." Trouble is certain, pain is real, but so is your strength. So ask yourself, are you going to keep living like a victim of what happens to you? Or will you finally take control of how you respond? If joy is rooted in our reaction, not our reality, then what's really stopping us from choosing differently? Most of the time, it's not the difficulty that holds us back. It's fear. Fear of failing, fear of judgment, fear that we're not enough. But if life includes suffering either way, why pause for fears that only exist in your mind? Maybe the time has come to stop waiting and step forward, even if your heart still trembles. Because that's when fear loses its grip, when you move with courage. Ready? Number 9. Elusive fear fades when you act courageously. You know what's worse than falling flat on your face? Never stepping up at all. Fear isn't your true enemy, it's how you choose to nurture it. You feed it daily with lies like "I'm not ready yet," or "maybe later when everything's perfect." But here's the reality. There is no perfect time. If you keep waiting, all you'll end up with is a life filled with regrets and dreams that died in your mind. Ask yourself, how many passions, goals, or bold moves have you ignored just because fear whispered, "Wait"? Writing that book, learning something new, telling someone how you feel, quitting a bad habit, these aren't impossible tasks. They're just buried beneath hesitation. You say, "I'll do it when I'm ready." But truth is, you won't. Your body will always feel some tension. Your brain will always find a reason to delay. If a bird waits for a windless sky to fly, it'll stay grounded forever and starve on that branch. Henry was 34. Nothing special. Boring job, empty routine. He got up dreading his day, came home drained, cracked open a beer, and did it all again the next morning. But buried deep inside was a spark. He dreamed of owning a cafe, a warm place filled with energy, where he could make something meaningful and connect with people. Every time the idea lit up in his mind, he smothered it with "not yet." He feared losing money, looking foolish, failing hard. So day after day he stayed in his box, lived small, faded slowly, and then one day he looked up and realized that his youth was gone. He blamed life, but it wasn't life's fault. It was his. Marcus Aurelius once said, "It is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live." If fear continues to rule you, then you're not truly living. You're just passing time. Do you want to wake up at the end of your life and realize you never even started living? Fear isn't a wall, it's a sign that something ahead matters deeply. You don't learn to swim by standing on the beach and studying waves. You jump in, flail around, and figure it out. You don't become a confident speaker by waiting for your heart to calm. You step up, stumble, and grow from the chaos. Life doesn't offer certainty before the journey. It offers lessons during it. So if you're standing at a turning point, hesitating to make a choice, share it in the comments. What is it that you're so afraid of? Confront it today. No more excuses. Remember this: only your actions can rescue your destiny. Number 10. Only your actions can rescue your destiny. No one's going to show up and fix your life. No one's losing sleep thinking about how to drag you out of the pit you feel stuck in. And even if someone does care, all they can do is stand by, just like watching someone drown when you don't know how to swim. You can shout, reach, plead, but if they don't fight for the surface themselves, they'll still sink. You're drowning in your own life, and if you won't fight to rise, no one else can save you. You hate your job, but you spend every night scrolling until 2 a.m. instead of learning something that could set you free. You complain about your poor health, but you're sipping bubble tea every day and can't even remember the last time. You haven't gone for a run in weeks. You blame the world for your money problems, but your evenings are filled with Netflix binges instead of chasing new opportunities. You're not helpless, you're just stuck in the comfort of excuses. Marcus Aurelius once said, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. And this you have the power to revoke at any moment. No one is holding you back. You're the one who's settled into mediocrity." Really think about it. Who's stopping you from waking up earlier to go exercise? Who's forcing you to scroll and sulk instead of doing something meaningful? No one. So why aren't you doing it? I already know your answer. I'm too tired. I don't feel motivated. I don't know where to start. But here's the truth. You're not missing anything. You're just hoping someone else will start your journey for you. You're waiting for motivation to knock on your door, waiting for that perfect moment. But that moment doesn't come. No one will yank the blankets off in the morning. No one will write your resume or delete your distractions. You have to do it yourself. In the Bible, there was a man who lay by the pool of Bethesda for 38 years, waiting for someone to help him into the water and heal him. 38 years of waiting. Then Jesus came and asked, "Do you want to get well?" Not, "Why are you still here?" Not, "Do you need help?" Just, "Do you want it?" Because that's the only question that matters. Do you truly want to change, or do you just want to keep talking about it? If you're still sitting there today, recycling the same old excuses, then it's time to be real with yourself. You don't really want to change, because if you did, you wouldn't be waiting. You would have started already. No pep talk needed, no motivation required, no rescue team coming. Conclusion, and definitely no more reminders. We've just walked through 10 harsh but undeniable truths. No one's coming to lift you out of your situation. No more excuses, no more delays, no one left to blame. You alone are responsible for the direction of your life, and only you can shift it. You can continue living on autopilot, clinging to the same old justifications, or you can face a truth that might sting. No one else will carry this burden for you. Your fears, your regrets, your dreams, it's all on you. But if you dare to take that first honest step, you'll uncover something remarkable. You're stronger than you've ever given yourself credit for. You were never powerless. You've just been held back by a story that you keep telling yourself, and it's time to rewrite it. You are capable of rebuilding, reinventing, and rising above everything that's tried to hold you down. If this video struck a chord with you, smash that like button. Because if you've made it this far, it means the message hit home. Share this with someone who's waiting for a sign, because sometimes one raw reminder is all it takes to shift a life. And don't forget to subscribe, because there's more real talk and powerful content coming your way. Don't stall, don't justify, no more excuses. Start now.